Hello student, in this video I will discuss the topic work measurement. In previous videos I have discussed the topic work study, and we know that the work study have basic two parts. One is method study and other is work measurement. And in previous videos I have already discussed about work study and method study. So in this video I will discuss the work measurement. So let's start. So what is work measurement? Work measurement can be defined as the determination of the degree and quantity of labor in performing tasks. So this is the work measurement. What is work measurement? Work measurement is defined as the determination of the degree and quantity of labor in performing task. Now work measurement is concerned with investigating, reducing and eliminating ineffective time, whatever may be cause. So how can work measurement perform? There are following some standard. First is setting labor standard. Second, evaluating performance. Third is predict, planning and controlling operation. And fourth is reduction of operation cost. So these are some aspects in which the work measurement work. First is setting labor standard. Second is evaluating performance. Third is predict, planning and controlling operation. And fourth is reduction of operation cost. Now let us see the performance dimension. Performance dimension. So managers generally consider two dimensions for measuring performance. One is quality or quantity of input and second is quality of input. So first we have to see quantity of input. So managers generally consider the quantity of input to be the primary dimension of performance to be measured. In manufacturing, quantity is usually measured as pieces per time period. In manufacturing, quantity is usually measured as pieces per time period. For example, a manufacturing company produced 100 pieces per hour in servicing, and quantity is usually measured as service per unit time period. Second, we have to see a bank might have a standard of 24 customer served per hour. So these are the two examples by which we have to understand what is the quantity of input. Next dimension is quality of input. So the performance dimension relating to the quality of input is secondary. So quality standards are often expressed as the percent of output unit that are allowable defective units. For example, a manufacturing company may be set standard by quality that 2% defective piece is acceptable in whole production. So this is the quality of input. So there are two key points in determining the dimension of performance. First is the dimension must be specified before the standard is set, and second is the standard and subsequent actual performance must be measurable. Now let us see the work measurement techniques. So there are 5 basic techniques of work measurement as a time dimension. First is ignoring formal work measurement. Second, using historical data approach. Third is using the direct time study approach. Fourth is using the predetermined time study approach. And fifth is using the work sampling approach. So what are the 5 work measurement technique? First is ignoring formal work measurement. Second is using the historical data approach. Third is using the direct time study approach. Fourth is using the predetermined time study approach. And fifth is using the work sampling approach. So let us see these techniques in detail. First technique is ignoring formal work measurement. First technique is ignoring formal work measurement. In this technique, for many jobs in many organizations, especially in the labor intensive service sector, or formal labor standards are simply not set at all. First is issue of a fair day's work for a fair day's pay is ignored. Second is worker often blamed for poor performance and inefficiency, often because management has not established a work time standard and some informal standard is established by default. So in this method we are reducing the ineffective time. So this is known as ignoring formal work measurement. Now second technique is historical data approach. Second technique is historical data approach. This method assumes that past performance is normal performance, and in the absence of other formal techniques, some manager use past performance and their main guide in setting standard. So in the historical data approach, the past data is used. So in this method we have to assume that past performance is normal performance, and in absence of other formal techniques, some managers use past performance as their main guide in setting standard. So this is the historical data approach. Next technique is direct time study. So it is also known as time study or stopwatch study or clocking the job. Its procedure is given as follows. So first is to select the job to be timed by direct observation. Second is select a jobs cycle, identify the elements and tasks that constitute a complete cycle. Third is time the job for all cycle and rate the workers behave differently while in their performance. Common reactions are ability, capacity, nervousness and slowing the work piece. To minimize these effects, repeated study or study the job somewhere else is necessary. So fourth is to compute the normal time based on average cycle time and the worker rating. So the direct time study is also known as stopwatch study or clocking the job. In this techniques we have to follow 4 procedure. First is select the job to be timed by direct observation. Second is select a job cycle which identify the elements and tasks that constitute a completed cycle. And third is time the job for all cycle and rate the worker behaves differently while in their performance. And fourth is compute the normal time based on the average cycle time and workers rating. So this is the direct time study techniques. So student, in direct time study method, average cycle time equal to sum of cycle time observed divided by number of cycle observed. Second is normal time equal to average cycle time multiplied by workers rating. So let's again, average cycle time equal to sum of cycle time observed divided by number of cycle observed, and normal time is average cycle time multiplied by workers rating. So next is determining the fraction of time available. Determining the fractions of time available. So available fraction of time equal to 1 minus allowance fraction. What is the available fraction time? Available fraction of time is 1 minus allowance fraction. So what is allowance fraction? The fraction of time lost on a job because of workers' personal needs, fatigue and other unavoidable delay. This is allowance allowance fraction. So third is set the performance standard time. This is third step. In this step we have to set the performance standard time, which is known as standard time equal to normal time divided by available fraction of time. What is standard time? Standard time equal to normal time divided by available fraction time. So fourth technique is predetermined time study. Fourth technique is predetermined time study. For setting standard for jobs that are not currently being performed but are being planned, so the predetermined time study is helpful. A work measurement technique that involves observing or thinking through a job, recording job elements and recording a pre-established units and calculating the performance standard. This is known as predetermined time study. And fifth technique is work sampling. In work sampling, or work sampling is based on the simple random sampling that estimates the what proportion of the worker's time is devoted to work activities. So a work measurement technique that involves defining the state of working, observing the job over time and computing the portion of time the worker is working. So this is known as work sampling. So here P equal to number of observation during work occurred divided by total number of observation. This is work sampling. So students, In this video, we have to learn about work measurement, and in work measurement we have learned the definition, and we have learned about the different dimensions of work measurement. Alright, so these dimensions are quality of input and quantity of input. This is quality of input and quantity of input. This is quality of input. And we have also learned the different work measurement techniques. These are ignoring formal work measurement. Second is using the historical data approach. Third is using the time study approach. Fourth is using the predetermined time study. And fifth is using the work sampling. So this topic is completed, and I will discuss the next topic in next video. So thank you and take care.